AI videos are about to break the internet with Kling 3.0 because now you can literally make the most realistic videos with some of the best lip syncs we've ever seen. And trust me when I say this, but we've got some wild stuff to show you because you can literally create some dynamic videos like this absolutely crazy basketball video, or you can do movie-like scenes like this where it continuously transitions to the next sequence. Or how about create a full-on fight scene like this one, or even create multi-character talking scenes like this, which is absolutely wild. Now, a lot of creators are making videos about the Kling 3.0 update, but they aren't actually showing you the best ways to use it, which is what we're going to be doing in this video. So this is going to be the only guide you're going to need to use Kling 3.0. And on top of this, I'm going to be sharing 2 super useful custom GPTs to help you prompt your images and videos, just so you can get the best prompts super easily without wasting any credits. Now, at a high level, Kling 3.0 is now a unified video generation model that has enhanced audio generations, multi-shot narratives, directional physics, native cinematic workflows, and on top of all of that, you now have 15-second video generations and the best subject consistency we've seen so far. Now, I'm also going to show you some stuff no one else is talking about, like how you can actually go ahead and relight your videos, swap out objects, reframe compositions, and even clean up your videos. So it's safe to say there's a lot to cover in this video, so strap in. And of course, before we jump into all of it, if you are new to AI and want to learn how to master all the best AI tools to create content for yourself or your brand, or you just want to stay ahead of the curve, then be sure to check out my AI community down below. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so to recap, I want to quickly show you a fun 30-second video we made for the launch of Kling 3.0, highlighting its core new features, just so you can kind of see the proof in the pudding. So let's go ahead and give it a quick watch.
All right, listen up, dummies, because this is how movies get made now. Because Kling 3.0 can generate multi-shot scenes in one go.
Wait, so you're telling me this is from just one image?
Guys, come on, I don't have all
how.
day. You can even lock characters and objects so everything stays consistent,
super
even
cool.
the text.
Oh, and did I mention you now get 15-second videos?
With multiple characters in the same scene?
And Kling knows exactly who's speaking.
Even across different languages.
Okay, that was pretty epic, right? But how exactly can you go ahead and recreate videos just like this? Well, jumping right into it, we can access Kling a few different ways, but we're going to be using it over inside of Higgsfield for a few big reasons. Well, the first one is pricing, because they're currently running some pretty crazy deals at the moment where you can get unlimited generations for a crazy good price. And you're also getting access to all the leading image and video models, so it's basically a no-brainer. So if you do want to check it out, we'll leave a link to that in the description. But to use Kling, it's actually pretty easy. Once you're on the Higgsfield main page, you can hover over to video. Now, depending on when you're actually watching this video, it might appear up here, but for now we have Kling 2.6 because we're in early access, but worry not, because if you just go ahead and click on that, you can access it a few different ways. One, by either clicking on model, then hover over to Kling, and then you'll see you've got 3 new options: Kling 3.0, Kling 3.0 Omni, and then Kling 3.0. So we're going to start off with Kling 3.0 and then we'll jump into the other ones. Again, you can also access it if you click on change here. You should see Kling here, then go ahead and click on general. Now, if you're not too familiar with video models, let's quickly go over the settings. Here we've got our start and end frames. This is basically where you can input images. Down here we have our description, then we've got our model, our duration, and like we said, we can now bump it up to 15 seconds. You will see here, because we're in early access, we have longer wait times, but by the 10th of February, this will have sped up dramatically, I'm told by Kling and by Higgsfield themselves. So that's awesome. Here you can change your aspect ratio, 16:9, 9:16, and 1:1, and then of course you have your resolution. Now, there are 3 major differences to Kling 3.0 compared to Kling 2.6, and that is that you have native audio inside of your videos. You can disable it if you want, but I don't really see why you would want to disable it. You then have your multi-shots, which is an absolute game changer, and we're going to cover this in just a minute. But then we also have elements, which is by far one of the most underrated features inside of Kling 3.0. No one's talking about it, but if you want realistic, cinematic looking videos with consistency, you need to be using elements. Okay, so let's start off by creating our very first multi-shot video, as that's the most complex part of the new model, but it doesn't actually need to be that complex. We're going to cover the simple method and then we'll move over to the more complex. So let's go ahead and start off with this image right here, which is a super cool image of me riding a horse with a cowboy hat, and I think it looks awesome. It's got some really like nostalgic looks, like it's got like that noise in the background, a little bit of a blur to it. I really like it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is basically just drag that in right here. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and enable multi-shot. Now you'll see you have a bunch of different options, but you basically kind of want to decide right off the bat how many shots you want. You can go ahead and click on add shot here and it'll add a second shot. Now you can add up to 6 shots, I believe, or it is 6 shots if you bring it down to 2 seconds per shot. But for the purposes of this, we're going to go ahead and delete these because we want 3 different shots. So like I said, you can take it the simple route or the more complex route, but we're actually going to go ahead and start inputting our prompts. So the first one we're going to use is super simple, and it's just going to be man says in brackets, Hollywood is officially cooked. The second shot is going to be change angle to side profile, and man says, because now you can have multi-shot videos. Now for the third shot, we're then going to change the angle again to a front close-up of the man, and he says from a single image. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do any complicated prompting like you can see on the right here. You can do it super simply. Go ahead and hit on generate, and then you get a video. Now I actually skipped a step, and that is changing the duration of your video. Now it doesn't actually matter too much when you're doing multi-shots because Kling actually analyzes your text anyway, so it kind of understands when it needs to change shots. But if you do want to change your shots and have your timings exactly how it is, and you're not too sure, just kind of say the sentences out loud. So Hollywood is officially cooked. So that's about 4 seconds. For the second shot, because now you have multiple shot videos, that's about 3 seconds. And then from a single image, that's about 2 seconds. So that works pretty well.
Hollywood is officially cooked because now you can have multi-shot videos from a single image.
Okay, so now moving on to more complex multi-shots, let's go ahead and play this video right here, and I'll show you exactly how you can recreate it.
Because Kling 3.0 can generate multi-shot scenes in one go.
Wait, so you're telling me this is from just one image?
Guys, come on, I don't have all day.
So that was pretty cool, and there's a lot of things happening in here behind the scenes, but once you understand it, it's not complicated whatsoever. So the core features that we're actually going to be using is a first frame, multi-shot, and then elements. So we're going to start off by dragging in our first frame just like this. Now we're going to go ahead and add 3 more shots because we had a 3-shot sequence. And now I've gone ahead and added in my prompt. So for the first shot, we've got a windy day on a mountain in Iceland because we're describing the background that we have of the environment. Then we've got @male lead says with irrepressible smile because Kling 3.0 can generate multi-shot scenes in one go. So we're describing the scene here. We've got this @male says, and then we have the sentence that we want to say. Now, the reason we have the @male is I'll explain it in just a moment, but I do want to quickly go through the prompts just so you guys can understand. Here for the second shot, again, we're describing the camera movement that we want it to change to, and then it reveals the second character, which is the Margot Robbie. And then she said, wait, you're telling me this is just from one image? And then we're keeping a little bit more consistency here, keeping it cinematic quality and handheld camera feel. For the third shot, we've got pans back to @Deadpool saying, guys, come on, I don't have all day. Now, the reason why we're adding the @male lead and the @female lead is because we're actually going to be using elements. So we can go ahead and remove this, but you can see as soon as I add an @ you can see I've got start frame, then got Seb, then I've got Margot. So because we actually see everyone here, we can actually keep @start frame, but then we can say @Seb says with an irrepressible smile, blah, blah, blah. So if we go ahead and click on elements, here you can see these are the elements that I've created. So we've got one for Seb and we've got one for Margot. Now to create your elements, it's super simple. All you need to do is go ahead and drag in images of the characters that you want. So we've got this image and this image of me, which we can go ahead and bring in just like this. And you can go ahead and add up to 2 more images, but for me, this works perfect. We can then go ahead and give it a name like Seb. And if you don't want to go ahead and describe this yourself, what you can actually go ahead and do is basically add in your images and just say briefly describe the man in this image. Go ahead and copy that. Then you can go ahead and paste that in just like that. Then you can go ahead and click on generate, and then it'll create your characters like this. Now the reason why you're creating your elements is to basically create multiple different shots. So I'd recommend having a close-up, a full body shot, and a side profile if you can, because we've done extensive testing and those are the most important ones that you want to be using. Now, quick tip for you, if you want to do this super easily, let me quickly walk you through a little bit of a workflow. So if we head over to Nano Banana Pro, you can see we've got a bunch of different images, which is awesome. If we scroll down here, you can see we've got our master image. Now, to create this master image was pretty simple. We said combine character 1 and character 2 in the same environment and have Deadpool as the wedding officiant. So this was our final image, which is now our start frame, and you can see that the images that I used was this one of me, so it was like a side-by-side shot, and then the one for Margot was a 3x3 one, just because the dress is a little bit more complicated, so we wanted to add the details. So the prompt that we used for this was basically this entire thing. I won't read it, but I'll scroll down just so you can basically get an understanding. Don't believe we used any reference images at all because, you know, Margot Robbie is quite an iconic character. They already have a lot of data on this person, but we did the exact same thing with the photo of me, but we used reference images to create this right here. Here you can see we've got this reference image, which I found online. And then all I did was then add this picture of me. And then I just said, take the framing and start from image 1 and replace the man to be the one from image 2, which then gave us this shot. And you can see that I did a few generations, modified the prompt slightly to make it look a little better. Then we had this consistent style across the board, which then generated this image right here. Now, once you have this, again, you can create multiple angles by using similar prompts like this, where you can create side profiles, or what you can go ahead and do is click on apps, and then you can use the Angles 2.0. Now, Angles 2.0 is super awesome because you can add your base image like this, and then you can go ahead and click on this button right here, generate from 12 best angles. You hit generate, it only costs 2.4 credits, and then you get a bunch of different angles that you can use right off the bat without having prompt. So coming back to the multi-shot sequence, I know this was a bit of a lengthy one. We basically want to go ahead and remove male, female lead. Then we're going to change it to Margot because this one is just going to be of her. And then for the Deadpool one, you can create an element if you want, but again, Deadpool is quite an iconic character and he's going to be in his usual outfit. So we're just going to say at Deadpool, and Kling has a very good reference of characters and all of that. So it works perfectly in this scenario. But now we need to go ahead and finish off with the timings. So I basically added this entire script into ChatGPT and I said, how long do you think each sentence will be? And it basically told me 4 seconds for the first sentence, 3 seconds for the second shot, and then 2 seconds for the final shot. Then we can go ahead and hit on generate, and boom. Okay, so now let's quickly jump into a few more workflow scenarios. So let's say that we want to create something fairly simple like a Deadpool hook. So we're gonna head over to images, then Nano Banana Pro, and then we'll go ahead and generate an image of Deadpool. So I created this really cool one, and here you can see the prompt that we used for this, and it's quite lengthy, but we basically just also used this reference image, and it's a pretty blurry one, and the results are actually pretty incredible. So once we've got this image, we can go ahead and click on animate, make sure that we are on Kling 3.0, and then we can disable multi-shots and then just do something super simple, like man bends down, look into the camera and says, all right, listen up dummies, because this is how movies get made now. We can go ahead and hit on generate, and it gives us this video.
All right, listen up, dummies, because this is how movies get made now.
Now that's great and all, but that's a fairly simple scene. But if you do want to achieve the most realistic scenes with actual realism and consistency, you really do need to be using elements. So on screen, you can see an example of a video with just a first frame, and the one on the right is using a first frame and elements, and you can see that the camera movement is way more realistic, and it looks like it was actually shot on a camera. And of course, that's because Kling has a lot more data to work with, so it can recreate real camera movements much easier. And like I showed you previously, creating elements can be a pretty lengthy process, especially if you're doing this for every single video that you're generating. But remember that I did show you this really awesome feature inside of the apps right here. Go ahead and upload any image, click on generate from 12 best angles, and then you'll get a bunch of different angles, which is awesome. Now quickly, to help out with prompting, if you don't really know what you're doing or you want a little bit of help, here are my best practices. Head over to ChatGPT, then we're gonna go ahead and click on Explore GPTs, and the first one that we're gonna be doing is for images. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is basically just type in Nano Banana Pro, and the one that I've been using probably last few months is specifically this one, and I will leave a link in the description down below so you can go ahead and access it. But here are a few examples of how I actually go ahead and use it. So I found this reference image, which is the one that we used for Margot Robbie, and I just said give me a prompt, recreate this exact same image but change the woman to Margot Robbie. It breaks it down really well. Like, it gives you cinematic stuff, your wardrobe, your top frame, your environment, your lighting, your camera lens, and your style, and it's really awesome. Again, if we wanted to go ahead and create something a little bit different, again, we have this image right here. Here I say I have an image but I want to make a similar image but replace the man with Tom Holland as Spider-Man and the woman as Zendaya, and then 2 kids as Minnie for Chris Hemsworth, and the girl kids can be like Scarlett Johansson. And then you can see here we have our entire prompt: replace the adult, replace the young boy, replace the young girl, and then it describes the environment and the camera angle, which is awesome. Here you can see that I wanted a little bit more of an ultra realistic image of this image I generated just using text to image, and then it goes ahead and does that, gives us this awesome prompt. Again, if you want to restyle stuff, got this image, restyle it to a normal man, and then we can use Nano Banana with a reference image to then recreate it exactly how we want. This one was also a pretty cool one. We basically just wanted to create some different angles, and we'll explain this a little bit later on in this video, but you can use this image to basically keep the composition the same and the man the same, but then change the background, which is super useful. Now for video prompts, you actually want to go ahead and use the latest Kling 3.0 prompt generator. We'll leave a link to that in the description down below. But again, we have this new image which is more realistic of the one I just showed you, and we basically say take this image and mimic the emotion that the man has, probably shouting, and then we're kind of describing what I want to say, and then boom, here we have our perfect prompt for Kling. It's super useful. We've used it a bunch recently, especially with the Kling launch, and it's been really amazing. Now to finish off, I do want to quickly highlight what I spoke about at the start of this video, and that's how you can actually go ahead and relight, swap objects, reframe compositions, and even clear videos. Now, in order to do this, you actually need to be using a different Kling model, which is Kling 3.0 OmniEdit. So again, you can access this by hovering over to your models, then Kling, then OmniEdit right here. Okay, so let's say that we have this video right here, which is pretty cool, but let's say we want to completely change everything but keep the character and the product the exact same. So we're going to start off by uploading our video into here, and then we have 2 different options. The first one is just prompting it, and the second one is using images or elements. But here you'll see now that our video is uploaded, it's basically added an @ here you can actually see the video here, so if we zoom in, you can see that it's playing. We can go ahead and delete that, and basically we can just type in, we can restyle @video, but change the background to be a snowy mountain. Now we can leave these settings on auto because it's basically using these settings right here. You can change it if you want, 1080p, and then we hit generate, we get this video. Now that's great, but we don't really have much customizability. So I'm going to show you another workflow. If we go ahead and duplicate this page, then we can head over to image, Nano Banana Pro, and then you'll see that we actually have our base image, which is one of these ones. I'm not exactly sure which one it is specifically. I believe it might be this one. But then you can see here that we've got this lengthy prompt right here. And this prompt was curated using the Nano Banana prompt, which is this one right here. Use this image as the base, but keep the composition the same, blah, 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 blah. But change the background and now give me backgrounds where I'm on a movie set, and also give me one where I'm on a battlefield. And we scroll down here, we've got version 1, which is the movie set, and version 2, which is the background. I did also create a few different variations, one on a beach, and then one on a rooftop. So if we go ahead and use one of these images, I just want to make sure that we're using the correct frame, but I believe it's this one. We can go ahead and click on download. Then if we head back to the Omni, we can then just go ahead and drag in this new image. And now we can go ahead and do restyle @video with the with the style of @image. Now if we go ahead and click on generate, it gives us this video.
You can even lock characters and objects so everything stays consistent, even the text.
And again, you can use this exact same method to relight, swap objects, reframe compositions, and even clean up your videos. And there we have it. That's how you can master Kling 3.0 in a simple video just like this. Now, if you did find this helpful, then be sure to like this video and subscribe for more awesome AI updates just like this. And of course, you can check out Kling 3.0 over on Higgsfield. We'll leave a link in the description down below. And be sure to take advantage of their awesome discounts at the moment. And again, if you want to learn how to master all the best AI tools, then be sure to check out my AI community down below. I'll see you in the next one.